In a land where silence carries more meaning than words, beauty isn't loud. It's subtle, deliberate, and deeply alive. Here, a single petal drifting on a stream can move the soul. The soft rustle of a kimono, the distant chime of a temple bell, the glow of lanterns floating into a purple dusk. Japan is poetry turned into a country. In Tokyo, neon light dances on rain-soaked streets, while in Kyoto, time seems to hold its breath among wooden gates and whispering bamboo. It's a place where you bow before entering a shop, where trains glide with godlike precision, and where perfection isn't a goal, it's an expectation. And yet, behind the quiet smiles and polite bows lies a world of hidden emotions, ancient beliefs, and timeless romance. Join us as we explore the most bizarre and beautiful facts about Japan in today's travel documentary. Japan, the land of the rising sun, stretches across more than 6,800 islands floating between the Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Japan. 70% of the country is cloaked in mountains, where cedar forests breathe mist into the morning air, and snow gently crowns Mount Fuji's sacred peak. Its cities are a masterpiece of order and contrast. Tokyo hums like a living machine. Endless towers, flashing screens, and rivers of people who somehow move in perfect harmony. Yet just a few hours away, Kyoto still whispers the sound of the past, where geisha glide through alleys of lantern light and tea houses echo with centuries of calm. The Japanese people are masters of balance between chaos and control, speed and stillness, technology and tradition. Their culture is not built on power, but on grace, a rhythm of life that honors the invisible, respect, duty, and harmony. 1. The dual lives of Han and Tatamai, social behavior. In Japan, truth is not always spoken. It's understood. Every person carries two selves. Hani, the private feelings hidden deep inside, and Tatamai, the polite mask shown to the world. This duality shapes everything from friendships to business meetings. It isn't deception, it's harmony. In a nation where social peace is sacred, emotions are often softened, words chosen with care. A coworker might disagree silently, a friend might smile through pain, a couple might love without saying, "I love you." It's an art of restraint, empathy, and quiet understanding. To Western eyes, it may seem distant, but to the Japanese, it's the key to coexistence, the belief that peace matters more than pride. 2. Sakura dreams, the beauty of impermanence, nature, belief. Every spring, Japan transforms into a floating dream. Cherry blossoms, sakura, paint the landscape in clouds of pink and white. For just 2 fleeting weeks, people gather beneath the trees, sharing food, laughter, and sake. But behind the beauty lies a gentle sadness. Sakura remind the Japanese of Mono no aware, the awareness of life's impermanence. Beauty fades, seasons change. Nothing lasts forever, and that's what makes it precious. From poets to samurai, generations have found wisdom in those petals that fall too soon. They mirror the Japanese soul, elegant, fragile, and deeply aware that every joy is a moment borrowed from time. Would you love something more if you knew it wouldn't last? 3. Love without words. Japan's quiet romance. Dating, gender. In Japan, love is a whisper, not a declaration. Public displays of affection are rare. Lovers don't shout their emotions, they show them through gestures. A carefully packed lunchbox, a quiet walk beneath cherry blossoms, or a shared umbrella in the rain can say more than 1,000 words. Dating here follows an unspoken script, cautious, polite, and slow. Many couples meet through group outings called gokon, or through friends' introductions. The first confession of love, kokuhaku, is sacred, often rehearsed and deeply meaningful. And yet, this restraint carries warmth. Japanese romance is not cold. It's delicate, like origami. Every fold intentional, every silence full of meaning. It's love in its most peaceful form, patient, loyal, and enduring. 4. Purity and spirit. The Shinto way, religion, ritual. Long before skyscrapers, Japan's heart belonged to the spirits, the kami. Shinto, the native belief system, sees divinity in nature. Every river, rock, and mountain holds life. Before entering a shrine, visitors wash their hands and mouth at a basin, symbolically cleansing both body and soul. Torii gates, those crimson archways, mark the threshold between the human and the sacred. The sound of bells, the scent of incense, the gentle bow before a shrine. These rituals aren't superstition, but a living connection to nature's spirit. Even in bustling Tokyo, you'll find tiny shrines tucked between office towers. A reminder that faith doesn't demand noise. It asks only for presence. Here, purity isn't about religion. It's about respect, for life, for beauty, for every breath we take. When work becomes worship. The price of perfection. Lifestyle, law. In Japan, work isn't just a duty, it's devotion. Trains run to the second, meetings begin exactly on time, and the phrase ganbaru, to do one's best, defines the national spirit. But this obsession with perfection carries a shadow. There's even a word for death by overwork, karoshi. Office lights glow deep into the night, as employees bow and apologize for leaving early. Sleeping on the job, called inamuri, is often seen not as laziness, but as proof of hard effort. To outsiders, it feels intense. But to the Japanese, discipline and diligence are acts of respect. Toward others, toward society, and toward oneself. It's a system that runs on silent pride, and perhaps a little exhaustion. Would you thrive in Japan's culture of perfection, or would it consume you? 6. Living small. The capsule hotel culture, lifestyle, design. Step inside a Tokyo capsule hotel, and you enter a world of controlled simplicity. A single pod, no bigger than a closet, holds a bed, a small TV, and the quiet hum of solitude. Each capsule is identical, clean, and efficient. Guests slide their doors shut, cocooned in calm anonymity. Originally built for late-night workers who missed the last train home, capsule hotels became a symbol of modern Japan, where space is scarce, but imagination is infinite. Today, some are sleek and futuristic, others themed like tiny Zen temples. There's beauty in this minimalism. The idea that comfort isn't about luxury, but about design that serves the soul. Every inch is intentional. Every silence meaningful. In a country that often feels crowded, capsule life offers a paradox. The smallest space can bring the deepest peace. 7. Cuteness as a superpower. The kawaii world, art, identity. Few things define Japan more than kawaii, the culture of cuteness. From Hello Kitty to pastel cafes, kawaii has become an aesthetic language, a way of softening the sharp edges of daily life. But it's more than decoration. It's a philosophy of kindness and vulnerability. In a society built on restraint, kawaii lets people express warmth, innocence, and individuality. Grown adults wear cartoon pins on their suits, police stations have adorable mascots, and cities use friendly characters to teach rules and manners. It's the art of turning strength into gentleness, a national antidote to stress. The world sees it as childlike. But for Japan, it's a quiet rebellion. A reminder that softness, too, has power. Because here, cuteness isn't just style, it's survival. A way of keeping joy alive in a world that demands perfection. Which kawaii character do you secretly love the most? 8. The sacred sip. Japan's tea ceremony, tradition, belief. In the heart of Japan's fast-paced cities, time still slows. Inside a small wooden room where a host kneels before a bowl of green tea. The chanoyu, or tea ceremony, is not about drinking, it's about being. Every motion, pouring, stirring, serving, follows a ritual perfected over centuries. Silence fills the space between gestures. The host bows. The guest bows. The tea, called matcha, is whisked into a bright green foam. Its taste is earthy, bitter, pure, a mirror of life itself. Rooted in Zen Buddhism, the ceremony embodies wabi-sabi, beauty in imperfection and transience. The sound of water, the warmth of ceramic, the shared breath of gratitude, all become meditation. In that moment, there's no past or future, only presence. And perhaps that's the real essence of Japan, finding eternity in something as simple as a single sip. 9. The Shinkansen, discipline on rails, technology, culture. The Shinkansen, or bullet train, isn't just transportation. It's a moving symbol of Japanese precision. Since 1964, it's been running at over 300 kilometers per hour, connecting distant cities with the grace of a heartbeat. But what's more astonishing than its speed is its reliability. Delays are measured not in minutes, but in seconds. In 2017, one train apologized for departing 20 seconds early, a national scandal of punctuality. Each employee, from conductor to cleaner, moves with almost choreographed precision. Before departure, trains are cleaned in 7 minutes flat, earning Japan's cleaners the nickname the 7-minute miracle. To ride the Shinkansen is to feel the rhythm of a country where time is sacred and excellence is expected. Every journey whispers the same truth. Perfection here isn't a dream. It's a discipline. 10. Shinrin-yoku. The healing power of forest bathing. Sana nature, mind. In Japan, walking through the forest isn't just a stroll, it's medicine. The practice is called Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing. You don't swim or run, you simply breathe. You listen to the rustle of leaves, the call of a distant bird, the whisper of wind through cedar. Scientists discovered that spending time in forests lowers stress hormones, boosts immunity, and even increases happiness. But the idea is ancient, rooted in Shinto belief that spirits, or kami, live in every tree and stream. In modern Japan, where neon lights never sleep, Shinrin-yoku is a return to stillness. It's where the soul exhales and remembers that peace isn't found online, but under the canopy of 1,000 silent trees. 11. Fire and faith. Japan's fierce festivals, tradition, community. Despite its politeness and order, Japan burns bright with wild passion, especially during its matsuri, or festivals. From the roaring Nebuta Festival in Aomori, where giant illuminated floats parade through the night, to the Onio Fire Festival, where men run with flaming torches through darkness, these events are pure release. They began as Shinto rituals to honor gods of harvest, fertility, and protection. But over centuries, they became a celebration of energy itself, the balance to Japan's everyday restraint. During Matsuri, streets overflow with laughter, sake, and sound. Masks of demons, drums of thunder, fire against night sky. It's chaos, sacred and human all at once, because in Japan, even madness has meaning. The flame purifies, the noise cleanses, and the people, for a few wild hours, Remember that joy, too, is divine. 12. The art of bento. A meal as a masterpiece. Food design. Lunch in Japan can be an art form. Open a bento box and you'll find more than food. You'll find philosophy. Each compartment holds a balance of colors, flavors, and shapes. A small universe of rice, vegetables, fish, and care. Perfectly arranged for harmony and beauty. Mothers wake before dawn to craft kyaraben, character bentos, where rice balls become pandas and eggs smile like cartoon suns. Businessmen unwrap simple, elegant bentos made with quiet discipline. It's nourishment with a message. Even in the ordinary, there can be artistry. In Japan, how something looks is as important as how it tastes, because beauty, like gratitude, is part of every meal. 13. The bow. Japan's silent language. Etiquette, philosophy. Before words, there is the bow. In Japan, a bow, ojigi, replaces handshakes, hugs, and sometimes even speech. But it's not just politeness, it's poetry. The depth of your bow shows respect. A small nod for casual greetings. A deep bend for apology or gratitude. Children learn it before they learn to write. Employees practice it before serving customers. Even robots in Japan are programmed to bow. It's a gesture that embodies the soul of the culture, humility, mindfulness, and awareness of others. In a world full of noise and ego, a bow says everything without saying a word. And perhaps that's Japan's greatest lesson. Sometimes, silence is the most eloquent language of all. 14. The Temple of Time. Kyoto's Golden Pavilion. Heritage, spirituality. Amid the whispering pines of Kyoto stands a building that seems to float on water. The Kinkakuji, or Golden Pavilion. Covered entirely in gold leaf, it reflects perfectly upon the still surface of its pond. But its beauty isn't just visual, it's spiritual. Originally built in the 14th century as a retirement villa for a shogun, it later became a Zen temple, symbolizing enlightenment through simplicity and impermanence. And yet, this symbol of serenity has burned. Twice. The most recent fire in 1950 was set by a troubled monk who could not bear its perfection. But Japan rebuilt it, exactly as it was. That's the paradox of Japan, a culture that accepts impermanence but refuses to surrender beauty. Even in ashes, it restores what is sacred, because the act of rebuilding itself becomes a prayer. 15. Bushido, the way of the samurai. History, morality. Long before skyscrapers and Shinkansen, Japan was shaped by warriors, the samurai. Their code, Bushido, or the way of the warrior, was more than a set of rules. It was a spiritual compass. Loyalty, honor, courage, and self-discipline defined their lives. To fail in duty was shame worse than death. And seppuku, ritual suicide, became their final act of honor. But Bushido didn't vanish with the sword. Its essence flows through modern Japan, in the student who studies late into the night, the worker who never breaks a promise, the craftsman who perfects his art for decades. The samurai's armor may rest in museums, but their spirit walks in every act of devotion. It's why Japan moves like a warrior, graceful, focused, and unshakably proud. 16. Earthquakes, tsunamis, and the art of endurance. Nature, strength. Few lands live so closely with disaster as Japan. Perched on the Pacific Ring of Fire, it endures thousands of earthquakes every year. Mountains tremble, seas rise, and yet the people endure. After the devastating 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, Japan's response stunned the world. Amid ruins and loss, there was no chaos, only quiet order, kindness, and perseverance. Strangers shared food. Children queued calmly for water. Volunteers rebuilt homes with bowed heads and open hands. The Japanese call this spirit gamen, the art of enduring hardship with dignity. It's not denial, it's discipline of the heart. Because in Japan, even suffering becomes sacred, a chance to rebuild stronger, wiser, more united than before. 17. Cherry blossoms. The poetry of impermanence. Nature, philosophy. Every spring, Japan turns pink, not from paint or festival lights, but from millions of cherry blossoms or sakura, blooming for just a few fleeting days. People gather beneath the petals for hanami, flower viewing, where they eat, laugh, and reflect on life's transience. Because sakura are not just flowers, they are metaphors for beauty that fades, for joy that cannot be held. Samurai once saw them as symbols of the perfect death, brilliant, brief, and pure. Today, they remind everyone that nothing lasts forever, and that's what makes it precious. As petals fall like pink snow across temples and rivers, Japan remembers the lesson at the core of its soul, that even endings can be beautiful. 18. Tokyo, the city that never pauses. City lifestyle. If Kyoto is Japan's soul, Tokyo is its heartbeat, a pulsing, electric labyrinth of people, lights, and endless motion. Every corner feels alive. Shibuya crossing with its human tides, vending machines that sell everything from ramen to umbrellas, and trains that arrive within seconds of precision. In Tokyo, the day begins before dawn and ends long after midnight. Yet it never feels rushed, only rhythmic. There's order within the chaos. People queue politely. Trains whisper away on time. Even in crowds of millions, there's harmony, a silent choreography that keeps the city breathing. And yet, behind the skyscrapers and LED towers, Tokyo has shrines tucked into alleyways where incense curls through morning air. In one moment, you're in a 22nd century metropolis, and in the next, a 9th century garden. That's Japan's genius, not choosing between old and new, but allowing them to coexist, like a samurai walking through a digital dream. 19. Harajuku. Rebellion through style, fashion, youth culture. Not all of Japan's beauty is quiet or polite, some of it screams in color. Welcome to Harajuku, the Tokyo district where fashion became freedom. Here, girls in pastel wigs and gothic Lolita dresses stroll beside businessmen in gray suits. There are no rules, only self-expression. Born from post-war youth rebellion, Harajuku became a sanctuary for those who refused to fit in. What began as a street trend grew into a global fashion movement, inspiring runways from Paris to New York. Yet, beneath the glitter, Harajuku carries a deeper truth about Japan. Individuality can bloom even in a society built on harmony. It's not rebellion against culture. It's art within it. Every color, every bow, every lace glove is a declaration that beauty has no single face. Would you ever dress like that for a day? Comment if yes. 20. The silence of respect. Etiquette. Values. In Japan, silence isn't emptiness, it's eloquence. On trains, people speak softly. In restaurants, you hear the sound of chopsticks, not chatter. Even in mourning, there's restraint. Emotion expressed through stillness, not spectacle. This is rooted in aoyoi, the Japanese concept of harmony. It means choosing peace over pride, patience over confrontation. It's why the culture feels so gentle, even in a world that moves so fast. You bow when you greet. You apologize even when you're not wrong. You thank the smallest act. These gestures aren't habits. They're love made visible. The silence of Japan teaches the world something profound, that respect doesn't always need words. Sometimes it just needs presence. Cost of living and lifestyle. Japan, for all its refinement, isn't the cheapest place to live, but it rewards every yen with quality, order, and peace of mind. A single person in Tokyo might spend around $1,800–2,400 USD per month, depending on lifestyle. Rent for a compact apartment ranges from $700–1,200, while outside the capital, it drops to about $500. Groceries can cost $300–400 monthly, with fresh produce and imported goods being pricier, but dining out can be surprisingly affordable, from $5 ramen bowls to $15 bento lunches. Healthcare is efficient and universal, utilities hover near $150, and Japan's public transport, perhaps the best in the world, connects every inch of the nation for less than $100 per month. But it's the quality of life that stands out. Safety, cleanliness, punctuality, and trust. Lost wallets are returned. Strangers help you find your train. The air hums with quiet reliability. Would you move here? Type 1 if yes, 0 if no. Cuisine and food culture. To understand Japan, you must taste it. Here, food is art, ritual, and memory. Every dish reflects the seasons. Cherry blossom sweets in spring, grilled eel in summer, mushroom stews in autumn, hot pot in winter. The most iconic dish, sushi, began centuries ago as a way to preserve fish in fermented rice, but today it's a global symbol of elegance and precision. Watch a sushi master at work, and you'll see poetry in motion, every cut, every grain of rice placed by intuition and respect. Then there's ramen, the soulful, steamy comfort of Japan. From Sapporo's miso broth to Hakata's creamy tonkotsu, each region has its own flavor identity. And okonomiyaki, the Japanese pizza, sizzling with cabbage, pork, and sauce, a taste of joy and community. Even convenience store meals, konbini bentos, are crafted with pride. Because in Japan, no meal is trivial. Food is love made visible. Which dish would you try first? Sushi, ramen, or okonomiyaki? Comment below. As the sun dips behind Mount Fuji, the country glows, not in gold, but in grace. Japan is a paradox of stillness and speed, modernity and myth. It is a nation that bows to the past, yet reaches for the future. A place where vending machines stand beside shrines, and neon light meets temple lanterns. Its beauty lies not only in its women, its cities, or its art, but in its spirit. A spirit that cherishes impermanence, honors effort, and finds poetry in everyday life. From the hush of Kyoto Gardens to the chaos of Shibuya Crossing, Japan whispers one truth. That harmony isn't the absence of difference. It's the art of balance. We hope this gave you a fresh perspective on Japan, the land of extremely beautiful women and timeless traditions. Like, comment, and subscribe for more journeys. See you in the next video.